Good morning. Welcome to Terra at Home. We have the pleasure of being on location at Copetown Woods Golf Course, and I'm here with head golf pro Ryan Wilson. And thank you so much for allowing us to come to your beautiful course in 10 years anniversary. Wow. I just remember when this place was being built. It just seems like yesterday to me. And here we are in this beautiful piece of property. So how do you feel being a head golf pro here?
Oh, I'm very excited about it. Being an Ancaster boy and working so close to home, it's just an amazing property. Over the years, coming and practicing with my son and playing golf here, it's truly special. And
that's a great thing. So you were able to come here, with your family, but now you're recently new here as a golf pro here because you were a golf pro somewhere else. So now this is your place. So you're nice and close, and so we're going to talk a little bit about the facility. Obviously, golf course first, and let's talk about some of the services that are offered.
Yeah. So like you said, we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year, and trying to promote the golf course as more than a golf course, much more.
Right.
We have a multifaceted facility where we offer weddings and banquets, tournaments, corporate lessons, and clinics for juniors, trying to introduce them to the game.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So if we talk a little bit about some of the offerings for people. One thing I know for sure, they say, especially with golf and with skiing and things like that, really helpful to have lessons, right? I mean, there's certain sports and games that you can just kind of throw yourself into and you learn along the way. But I think that it really is important if you really want to learn the game of golf. It is utterly frustrating for a lot of people. Just when you think you've managed to get something, something's thrown off.
Right.
So someone like you can step in and help them. So obviously, I guess, if we talk from a junior's perspective first, so as a young person learning the game of golf, where would they start?
Juniors, for the most part, should start with learning the basics of the game, and making it a fun, safe environment for the kids to come out and experience it for the first time. It's a great, serene place here.
It is.
And we really take pride with our practice facility on offering the different aspects of chipping and putting and short game to get started.
Well, that's the thing, because there are so many elements to the game, right? And you'll often hear an adult who's been playing for 30 years, okay, well, I've managed, okay, I've had, a lot of times the short game is hard for people. That's the part that they just can't seem to get. I've got my drive down, I'm getting some good yardage, but my short game is just so, again, people can still get help even as an adult that just managed to pick up some old habits.
That's right.
Now, as a youngster, how young can you start?
My son is 3, and he's already hitting golf balls in the basement, and I've had him out here. So yeah, he's
well,
he's
Tiger
very
did,
keen.
right?
That's
Tiger
right.
started as a little peanut, so why not?
Yeah.
So get them learning just again, and also there's the whole etiquette of the game as well, right? And I think just the respect that comes with all of that is good to start them as young as possible.
Absolutely. Teaches great values.
Well, exactly. So let's talk about adults. If adults are coming in, can you can target specifically just the part of the game that they're having problems with?
Yes, we do catering to the individual's needs. If it's a beginner golfer or someone that's seasoned that really wants to hone in on a certain problem or a certain fix, we can definitely gauge that through video lessons.
Oh, so do you do that here?
We do, yes, using V1.
Helpful.
Yeah.
Right, because then people can actually, you never see what your swing looks like, right? I mean, until someone shows it to you.
That's right.
And you're able to show them that this is just off. You don't have this nice sort of pendulum thing going on here. It's kind of all wonky. And I mean, some people have their style and they still manage to get something out there. But it really, you can actually pinpoint and show them.
Absolutely. Catering to their needs. If there's something specific that they don't know they're doing wrong.
Right.
And just focusing on that.
Yeah, that's really good. And again, because people do love this game, people love to take out, corporate partnerships and spend the day doing something like this and just getting to know people better. So you kind of want to have at least be somewhere, close to kind of good. If you're in that environment and you're playing against, business partners and that, you want to at least be able to manage the game. And I'm sure a lot of people are like, they're out by themselves, okay, I'm not embarrassed right now because I'm by myself.
That's right.
So we got to work on the game. So obviously there's all those the techniques that you have to learn. But again, coming up here and having that opportunity to learn, and again, as you say, you have a great practice area, so that's really good for people. Let's talk about the course itself. Can you explain sort of what type of course we have here?
Right. It's a link-style golf course. Okay. Was built on 200 acres of the local broccoli farmer, Fourth Farms, and it It's spectacular rolling hills, long fescue grasses and waste bunkers. A good challenge for everyone, but very playable for even the junior up to the senior golfer.
Wasn't that nice though, because some courses are just not approachable for the average golfer and they can't play and they're frustrated, right? So at least this is something that gives a bit of both, right? A bit of a challenge as well. So, okay, so let's go back a little bit to your facilities as well, because we do want to talk about that. I've actually been to quite a few events here, and very well done, and it is a beautiful environment because you've got all the back windows and just the way the bar is set up, and it's just a really nice area, sort of mix and mingle. I've been here for business parties and such, but again, weddings as well.
Yes.
That's got to be great.
It's a spectacular setting for weddings here. A lot of the weddings are taking place on site with the use of our facility here, and the panoramic views of the clubhouse with the back is wonderful for photography and the setting. It's just
so that's great. So
spectacular.
people can actually get married here and then just continue right on through into the reception.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bonus because again, beautiful facility. It looks nice, so you can do your pictures here, and everything's here. I think that's actually better nowadays. People seem to want to achieve that. It's a one-stop shop, right? And then people can have their drinks, and while you're off doing your pictures, and no one misses you.
That's right.
Okay, so as a business platform, when you're coming in here and having a business function, anything as small as I guess even a business lunch, right?
Absolutely. Business lunches that we have here daily, and a 12 meeting room that we have for corporate functions there, and the breakout sessions in the main hall that can hold up to 200 people.
Wow.
For large meetings and gatherings that way.
So that's actually fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, on a regular basis, people can also come here for meals, for lunch or dinner as well.
Exactly. The Fourth Course Bistro that here at Copetown Woods is open year-round. We have an award-winning chef, Nina Rulins, that prepares spectacular food, and winning some awards as of late too.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
For the Food and Drink Fest, and yeah, we're really happy about that.
That's really good, and I noticed because it is with the broccoli family that there is broccoli used in. I love the broccoli salad here. I do remember that actually, so it's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. All the ingredients we use are fresh and local, made daily, and yeah, it's wonderful.
All right, so someone who wants to start the game of golf, who's never been and wants to come here to the course, what are the first things they need to think about? What do they need to do?
I think they would need to call and book a tee time with Copetown. Yeah. Come out, and if they're new to the game, maybe a tip on the range for the game would help. And
don't be afraid, right?
Don't be afraid.
Just come out and talk to you and get some good tips, and then at least you can get yourself into the game. It's a great game that you can play your entire life, which is awesome, as you say, from the wee ones all the way until you're retired, and you can travel and have a good time with it. So,
that's right.
So thanks again. This is awesome.
My
great
pleasure.
Copetown Woods, and a beautiful facility, and we love it here because it's so quiet and so nice, except when the chopper was going over. We love that too. All right, that's it for Terra at Home. We'll be back with more.
TERRA, where color lives.
You've sat under them and built forts in them. You've swung from them and fell out of them. You've even fallen in love under them. Trees have always held a special place in our hearts and memories. A natural beauty, trees will grow with you and your family and bring color and nature into your world. For your assurance of quality, look for trees and shrubs with the Medallion plant tag. Medallion plants, locally grown, the pride of Niagara.
Heritage Perennials. Look for us in the blue pots.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. I'm here with Chris at the Hamilton Aviary, and oh, what fun. We have this beautiful bird out here with us, and a man with a wealth of knowledge about birds. You've been volunteering, you're saying, here for over 20 years now.
20 years, since we started in '92.
Amazing. Good for you. Credit for you, I've got to tell you, because you help take care and educate people about these wonderful creatures. So who do we have here right now?
This is Dwight. Dwight is actually what we call a hybrid macaw, which means his mom and dad were two different birds.
Oh.
So mommy was what we call a green-winged macaw, and daddy was what we call a blue and gold.
Wow, so beautiful coloring, right?
And something you only get in birds. We breed a brown puppy to a white puppy, you get brown or white puppies.
That's right.
With birds, when you breed blue birds and green birds, you can get different colors.
Oh,
it's one of the unique things about birds, which
it's like
makes it so
mixing a
special.
paint palette.
It
right?
is, yep. And sometimes we don't know what's coming.
The great part about this place is this is so fun for families to come down to and learn about birds and be able to be up close and interactive with birds. And that's what I think I love. The family tours.
It is. Yep.
Right?
The family tours year-round are every Sunday from 1 to 4. We are run by volunteers, so it makes it tough. But year-round, every Sunday, 1 to 4, the doors are open. In the summertime, Mother's Day to about Thanksgiving, weather permitting, the cages you see behind us are open and the birds come and go. So you can come down from basically 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night and just visit with the birds. You can see them in their cages. You can watch the baby groundfowl grow up, because we usually have some baby groundfowl born in the spring.
That's great.
And so you can watch them grow and then just come and see. Come and see and talk to him.
And so the cool part is, so how old is this guy?
Dwight's pushing 25.
Wow, and it's hard to believe, right? I mean, how long, let's talk a little bit about him himself, because that's a great part when you're bringing your family and friends down is the education behind. So you can, I mean, there are so many different types of birds, and we can learn a little bit more about them and what they're indigenous to. So let's talk a little bit about
that's great. That's exactly what the aviary is about, making sure you get the right pet for the right family environment. Dwight's going to live 60 years. We now know on a proper pelleted diet, just like you feed your dog and cat a kibble, we feed parrots a pellet diet. They don't get sunflower seeds. He would not find sunflower seeds in the Amazon. He doesn't need sunflower seeds in captivity.
What does
he eats a pelleted diet. It's a researched pelleted diet, just like your dog kibble or your cat kibble. It's completely nutritionally balanced. Yes, he can have the odd walnut, he can have the odd treat, but we want to keep him healthy and keep him living.
So, it's basically been configured to replicate what he would eat down when he's in the Amazon?
Nutritionally wise.
Yeah, nutritionally wise.
Not what he would find in the wild.
Not what he would find, but nutritional.
And then birds in captivity live longer. He doesn't have the stresses of the wild. He, he's cared for. He doesn't have to go through droughts. He doesn't have to go through, famine and prey chasing them and just the stresses of bad weather and nice weather.
Right, yeah, you hear about that.
So it's why they do actually live longer in captivity than we see them in the wild.
Now, could someone actually own a bird like this?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not a cheap bird, don't.
No,
I mean, you're looking at about $4,000 investment by the time you buy bird and cage and everything else, which is what we want to coach people. You're looking at about $50 a month. I mean, he's very destructive. He loves to chew, so he needs.
That's key, right? They can be very
He needs chew toys, just like a dog or a cat. Just like a dog needs his chew toys, he needs his chew toys. So he needs to have toys that he'll chew. He needs to have toys that he'll play with. And that's why, again, that's what you say. Bring your family down. If you're thinking about getting a bird as a pet, let's start with, we'll show you smaller birds. Cockatiels make wonderful pets. Conures make wonderful pets. Talk about the lifespan, talk about the family commitment. We can educate you on that. You can come down just for a fun day of visiting and playing with the birds.
And that's actually a really great thing for people. I mean, again, the background, it's not a lot of people, we don't know enough information about birds. And because they do differ in their care. And again, if you're looking at a bird that's living, for example, like this one up to 60 years, if you're buying it, it's a possibility it's going to outlive you. Possible chance. And then
Come on, we're
what,
still young.
Right?
We can go a few more years.
But that's,
It is, and that's the things we want to coach. You want to know where you are in your life, family, and just like if you want to buy a lap dog, you don't buy an Irish setter.
Right.
The same thing with birds. You want to know what your lifestyle is, and that's part of the aviary.
Right, exactly. And with the dog, certain dogs need to have a place to run and be free, and other dogs just a cute little walk around the block.
Exactly.
So, caring for an average bird like this, would he stay in his cage all the time if you owned him in your house, or would you let him out?
You'd want him out. You'd want him out. You'd want him out as much as you can get him out.
And do you take him outside?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you clip his wings.
Yeah.
So if he was to show Pretty Boy, he would show his wings clipped, but he's not going to show off.
He's showing his best side right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, you want to turn
so
back?
Cute.
Yes, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Show your best side, eh?
So let's talk about some of the variances.
Wing clipping is no different than cutting your hair, cutting your nails.
Yeah.
So it grows back, but what it does do is it allows the bird to glide down, but not get lift. So they don't fly into ceiling fans, they don't fly into windows, because as smart as these guys are, I mean, this guy's as smart as a 5-year-old child. You don't lock his cage door, he's opening it up and coming out. like he'll be out. So they are that smart. And these are things that we do then, like we say, part of the education of the family being here.
Yeah.
Other birds aren't quite as smart.
Some people don't think birds are bright, but some are.
They're extremely bright.
Yeah.
Right?
And right?
They're extremely bright. Sometimes too smart for your own good, aren't you? Give me a kiss.
So personally, where did your love for birds come from?
I don't know. I really don't.
something,
I've always had every stray bird, every stray starling, robin. My mother said when I was a kid, I nursed back to health. The city put out a call in '92 to find volunteers when these birds were at Dundurn Castle.
Yeah.
And so a group of us got together, and there used to be a club called the Hamilton Cage Bird Club, and there was a bunch of members there, and we stepped forward and said, hey, we can do it. And here we are 20 years later.
That's amazing, because the thing, it's you, and as you mentioned, it's an all-volunteer team, and that's incredible for people just to give your time because you do love them so much, right?
We do. And some people realize bird isn't in their life, so now what they do is this is their life. One day a week, they come down here, they can care for, they can play with, they can handle, they can interact, but they also realize that, again, what we teach, the lifestyle is not to have a bird. So therefore, that is their bird. They'll come. Yep, we have crews, like I say, 365 days a year.
Okay.
So we're here every day, including Christmas.
Wow.
And they get fed and watered.
Wow.
And so,
You'd
but there
have
are
to, right?
people.
Yeah.
They are. There are people though that have just made that decision to say, you know what? After being educated, maybe life isn't right for a bird, but you know what? I can be a volunteer down here. I can come in for 4 hours a day, and most of the crews are a Monday, a Tuesday crew, whatever. They've become almost a group of friends.
Right.
So they grab a coffee, they come in, they clean cages, they play.
Thing.
It's a social thing.
But that's great. I think it's good for anybody watching that is really into birds and would love to be part of that team. I think that's a really good thing for people to know.
And it is.
Yeah.
And it gives back to the community.
It is.
As well as having it here so that kids, like we say, even if you, again, don't want a bird, but you got a family, you're looking for something to do, you can just come down on a Sunday afternoon and just interact with the birds, take some pictures, and go home.
So encourage people to come by, and again, we're down here just in the Westdale area, and just to look at Tommy, so puffing up.
You get excited.
Are you? Are you excited?
Are you getting excited?
And again, a really great place to come with your family. And again, and some of the birds are just characters in there, right?
They are. They all have their own personality, which is what we've been talking about.
We love it. We've had a good show earlier when we arrived. So if you want to have a good show, definitely come down here and learn a little bit more. It's just like way too much fun to hear some of the background and how old some of these birds can get, and some of the history that we just don't know, we're not familiar with, because the average person has a cat or a dog. So
no, they're growing. They're growing. More and more people are getting birds. You don't have to walk a bird.
True.
You don't have to worry about those cold days in the snow and going out and walking them.
Good
you can
selling
just
point.
Take them out of the cage and they can just ride around on your shoulder and watch the hockey game with you and hang. Yeah.
Who are you? Leafs or Canadians? What do you think? Go Leafs?
Bruins. So we're a Bruins fan.
Oh,
so Daddy raised you to be a Bruins fan. I'm a
Thank
Bruins
you,
fan.
Chris, so much.
No problem.
Come down and see Chris and everybody here at the Hamilton Aviary in Westdale. That's it for now.
TERRA, where color lives.
Welcome back to TERRA at Home. Look what we found. BBQ Naz just hanging around TERRA.
Where is he?
Hey, from Broil King, and you're hanging out with us, and
I am.
You're helping us prepare the perfect steak today.
We are going to talk about
like
grilling the perfect steak. And if you follow this little layout that we're going to do right now, I will guarantee you're going to get a perfect medium rare steak every time.
So not shoe leather, a really good tasting steak. Okay.
Yes. First and foremost, you got to clean your grill. You got to make sure that there's no buildup, no carbon on there. You want to season the grill. If you have any buildup on the grill, the steak is going to stick.
Okay.
You're not going to get a nice charring. You're not going to get the browning, that beautiful marking on there.
I know that's always very important to you, but a lot of people's grills are a disaster.
They're incredible. I've seen rusty grills. People are using rust. Actually, I'm going to tell you a really good tip. I'll tell you why they get rusty, and that way you can not make it happen again.
Okay.
You know this little steel piece at the end of the brushes?
Yes.
Everybody's got these, right?
Yes.
This piece here, when they're using a cast iron cooking grill, on the one side of our grill here, it's cast iron. When they use this sharp edge on cast iron porcelain coated grids, porcelain is glass. You take a sharp edge to glass, you're going to chip it, you're going to expose the raw cast iron to moisture and air, and it's going to start rusting on you. You can simply clean them up, put a nice coating of lard on there, and re-season them just like you would a cast iron pan.
So
the more you do it, the more you cure it, the better they're going to perform for you.
Okay.
Okay, but let's get into the steak.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to use a New York strip steak, a nice 3/4 inch New York strip. You look for the white flecks on the steak. That's fat. That's good fat. The outside, if it's too thick, you might want to shave it off because that's only going to drip and cause flare-ups. But the white flecks inside, are beautiful. They melt and give you the flavor. Fattest flavor, I hate to tell you, but you got to use that, okay?
True.
So we're going to use near strip. You can use ribeyes, you can use a T-bone or porterhouse. Those are very tender steaks. And you don't have to marinate them for long. We're going to do a marinade for these. You can marinate them for about half an hour to an hour. Okay. If you're using a less tender cut, like an eye round or a grilling steak, something that doesn't have that much marble in it, you might want to go maybe 2 to 4 hours. Okay, so that it'll help break it down.
Sure.
Very simple. We're going to make a marinade. Okay, so you take a bowl. We're going to get this going here. We go two tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of Dijon. Okay, we're going to put that in there. We're going to put some garlic, about a tablespoon of garlic, or 2 cloves, 3 cloves, as much garlic as you want. We're going to put some salt. Actually, no salt in there. We're going to use soya. You're going to put about a quarter cup to half a cup
of soya. This flavor and salt.
Yeah, move it around.
Same time, right?
Move that around. Beautiful.
Good?
We're going to do the same with balsamic vinegar.
Don't mess up my yellow sweater.
I won't. You're the one that's whisking it. We'll do that. Nice and slow. You just mix it around.
All right.
Perfect. And we're going to take some Worcestershire. Do you know how to say this properly?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire? Worcestershire. Worcestershire. That's it. We're going to do some of that. Maybe about
some of all those
2 tablespoons.
You're Italian. You know
this stuff. You know what it is.
Just like I can't say Italian words, you can't say British words.
I can't. I don't have the accent. Or is there a language for the British?
Worcestershire.
Okay. Okay, so we got that going.
Later.
Then we're going to take this resealable bag, and I'm going to put those 2 steaks in here.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to do that. Just like that. We're going to put them in the resealable bag. Then we're going to take this marinade, and you're going to pour it right in there.
I'm pouring the opposite direction. I naturally pour wonderfully, but pouring away.
Beautiful.
Done.
Okay,
That good?
hold on to that for a second.
Okay.
And then olive oil. We don't have the olive oil, but you got to put some olive oil in here, okay? Remember to put some olive oil. About a third a cup of olive oil. You seal it, and you forget about it. You let it sit for an hour.
And there you have it.
And there you have it. This we're going to actually take this one and put them on the grill. So this here now, this has been sitting for an hour. You want to take them out about 15, 20. You don't even have to put them back in the fridge. You want to bring your steaks down to room temperature. You don't take a cold steak and put it on the grill.
Yes, key.
Because you're going to cook the outside, the inside's still going to be raw. So you want to cook it room temperature and put it on a hot grill. We're going to use a medium to high temperature here.
Everybody's writing this stuff down, because those are good little tips.
Can you grab that and open that up for me?
Yep.
Now, another key point is if you want to put some olive oil, you can put it right on the grids. You want to season the grids, but that will have, this one does have the olive oil in it.
Right, so
actually, I got some olive oil in here. I'm going to put some in that marinade for us.
Okay, perfect.
Then you're going to take your steak, come closer to here, and we're going to put them down. Don't be afraid. Are you afraid? Okay.
I'm a little bit afraid.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay? So we're going to put it at a 10 o'clock position, just like this. Put the steaks at a 10 o'clock position.
Getting that professional looking grill mark.
We're going to show how to get the professional grill marks.
Your friends
Absolutely.
And family.
So, very important when you're putting a steak on there, stay away from the smoke. No, put the lid down. Very important, you put the lid down. You want to keep the heat in there, medium temperature. You're going about 450 to 500 degrees. 2 minutes go by, you put it on a 10 o'clock position. After 2 minutes, you take it, you simply flip it over, keeping it at a 10 o'clock position for another 2 minutes. That's 4 minutes. Then after the 4 minute mark, you take it from the 10 o'clock, you switch it to the 2 o'clock position, you flip it, put it back down. 6 minutes go by. The last 2 minutes, 2 to 8 makes it great. Last 2 minutes at 6 o'clock, at 6 minutes, you flip it over and put it down. You'll see cross hash marks on the top side, and you're finishing the bottom. And in 8 minutes, perfect medium rare.
Okay,
guaranteed.
So, all right. So you're at the point where you've done all that. And I mean, that's a good way to kind of remember to do it. People overcook their steaks all the time.
Absolutely.
And you don't need to, so you're coming out with, you're saying a medium rare?
That'll be a 3/4 inch to 1 inch cut.
Okay.
Cook it 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You flip it 4 times.
Yep.
And what you're doing, all you're doing is when you put the steak on the grids, the heat pushes the juice up before it comes out. If you leave a burger or a steak on there for 8 minutes, what are you going to see on the top of the steak? All the juice.
Yep.
So you want to flip it over and keep searing it. That caramelization, the browning you're getting, that's your flavor from grilling. Grilling and barbecuing are 2 different things. Right now we're grilling.
Okay.
Anything less than 20 minutes is grilling.
Oh, see?
Okay.
That's
Get a
the
timer.
difference.
Or go to broilkingbbq.com.
There you go.
There's actually a chart on there,
No, but
and it shows you the techniques.
Okay.
It's very simple to do.
And that's the thing. And again, people always feel like they need to really have a really fully cooked steak, but you don't need to. You're getting better nutrients when you keep it at...
Keep it at medium. A really cool tip, if you want to know how it's going to be medium rare, I'll show you a really cool tip.
Yeah, do the hand thing.
You want to do the hand thing?
Yeah,
okay, so that little piece of meat underneath your thumb, with your other finger, you touch that. That's what a rare steak's going to feel like. You go to the steak and touch it.
Right.
Rare.
Right.
Make the okay sign nobody.
Yeah.
Put it on there. That's
Yeah.
what a medium rare steak's going to feel like. Go
Yeah.
to your middle finger.
Yep.
See how it gets stiff on there?
Yep.
That's what a medium steak's going to feel like. You touch the steak.
That
You
neat?
go to your ring finger. That's what a well-done steak's going to feel like. And you can
Love
see
it.
It gets softer,
It
it gets
does,
harder.
it does, it
so
does.
it's very simple.
It
Or
does.
use the thermometer. The #1 tool in any kitchen is a
Okay,
thermometer.
and of course, also remember when you take the steak off, we let it sit, right?
Absolutely.
And that is
Beautiful,
absolutely
look at
oh, look at that.
Look
Very
at these sear
cool.
marks.
I love that. Beautiful. That looks gorgeous.
Beautiful. Put
And
the
again,
lid
you
down.
don't want to char the daylights out of your steak, right? You
No.
want to really make sure that
You just want to get
it.
it browning, absolutely. We're going to do that. We're going to do the switching to 2. We're going to get those crosshash marks for everybody, and then we're going to let it sit. It's very
Okay.
important to us.
Let
But
it
we'll
sit.
talk about that when we come back.
Perfect. All right, we'll be back right after this. Please stay with us.
Terra, where color lives.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, back with BBQ Naz, and we have just removed our cute little baby potatoes. Oh, pepper.
You like it hot?
I like that. That looks good. And our wonderful, perfectly barbecued
Nice
grilled
lines on
steak.
it. Right, and you got to let it sit. You can't cut into it. I know everybody wants to cut into it and start eating it.
Right.
Let it sit. Let it redistribute the juices. At this point, you put your lid down. See all that buildup that you have in
Yes,
there?
yes.
Put your lid down. Put the grill back on high, and let it work. Don't worry about it. Go
Burn
eat
it
your
off.
Okay. hot. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you cover your steak with foil?
Nope,
No,
just
you
let it
don't.
sit
You
like
just let
that.
it sit.
No, the only thing I cover with foil is the chicken when I do chicken.
Okay.
I'll do the chicken. The chicken will release itself from the grid. You put it in a plate, in a nice deep plate, you cover it with foil, and you
Okay.
just go and clean your grill.
Okay.
Hold on to this
Yep,
guy here.
I can do that.
I'm going to cut some steak for you. Here's your
Okay.
fork.
Thank you.
Now, once this thing goes by 10 minutes, everything in there that's built up on the grids will turn to an ash. Then you invest in a good quality brush, a nice dense bristle brush,
Yep.
and you go into the grill and you clean it. If you clean it prematurely and there's still sauce on there, you're just going to get all that sauce on your brush,
Okay.
and a lot of people have that on their brushes, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then you clean it and you clean the ash on it, but let it sit for about 10, 15 minutes. It will definitely turn to an ash.
Okay.
While you're doing that, you
tips.
can enjoy the steak. How about we cut into the
We're
steak?
also starving, Naz.
Yes. There we go.
You're the best. And again, this
Bring
is
your plate
perfect to do this for Father's Day.
Voila.
And aw, thanks.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Look
gonna
at that.
grab a piece
There we
too.
go.
Look
I'm
at
gonna show
that.
that perfectly grilled steak right there.
Perfect medium rare. Look at
I
that.
love it.
Bon appetit.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Bon appetit.
Cheers. That's a big bite. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. Barbecue for Dad.